Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Vampire The Masquerade Swansong. Today we are infiltrating with Caleb. We have previously pretended to be a corpse in order to get into the Society of St. Leopold in Boston, where our mission is to eliminate their head target. I'm not entirely sure how well this is gonna go. Because I must confess, I feel like I'm maybe in the middle of the game. I don't feel like this should be the end. Yet this kind of feels like the kind of confrontation that you would put at the end of the game. So just going by feel alone, I'm slightly suspicious of either the game will feel slightly short, despite not being so, as I've already played 10 hours, or this isn't the end and we will not be very successful.
There's something flashing under their skin. That's not very discreet. That's not very discreet.
Well, yeah, but you don't have that, Caleb, so, it may not be very discreet, but it is gonna be very noticeable. Upon arrival, each member of the organization receives a subcutaneous implant on their right hand. The implant has a unique identification number and security clearance number that corresponds to your rank. The level can be updated if the organization chart changes. See updating an implant. Implants contain personal data about the user, first and last name, date of arrival. They also allow us to monitor vital functions in real-time location using a GPS tracking system. If the implant blinks, this means it's not working. Please contact technical department to resolve the issue as soon as possible. Place your forearm into the designated slot. Do not move while the implant is inserted. Wait a few seconds until the implant stops blinking. When the implant stops blinking, it is operational. Note, once the implant is inserted under the skin, it will be powered by the electrical energy contained in the human body. If your implant flashes rapidly, please contact a technician. This means that you may be dead. Place the implant to be updated on the stand on the right. Place the implant with the clearance level to be duplicated on the stand on the left. Wait a few seconds. When both implants blink the same color, the update is complete. I think I'm gonna need an implant.
This implant could be useful.
I don't know how well it's gonna work on a vampire.
This is what happens to mortals who step out of line.
Why does Caleb sound so hot? There's something about really domineering guys.
I've never seen a machine like that.
Well, it's the implant insertion machine. You may need it. Blinking light, the implant is malfunctioning or not powered correctly. Steady light, the implant is communicating with another device or has just been updated. No light, the implant is working correctly. So if your hand lights on fire in public, that's... your implant may be malfunctioning.
That's not very discreet.
I remember a blue light. This one's green.
That's not very discreet.
Is it better to have a green light or a blue light? That's the question. Okay. So, the color of the implant tells you what squad you're in. Just like, just like Call of Duty. That makes sense. Yeah, let's just put in that implant.
It's a perfect fit. Let's see how it works. There. I've got an implant, but it's blinking.
Yeah, you need to power it, and you kinda dead.
Clearance implant required.
That doesn't work on corpses. I can fix that. They don't know everything about us yet.
Can I move? Okay. Game. I'm literally stuck here. Which is interesting considering that I can move my screen. Let's just try to load back in and see what happens. Please tell me that that door actually opens. Oh, okay. The door was just acting inappropriately. Phew. I gotta say, this is my first time seeing him as alive, and that just looks wrong.
Destruction of the Long Island Bridge didn't discourage everyone.
Caleb looks better as a corpse. That might just be my inner goth speaking, though.
How strange. This looks like an implant scanner.
Higher clearance required.
Restricted access. Interesting. Vaccination campaign from 1988. There must have been more traffic here back then. They haven't been used for years.
Okay, let's find some better implants. Also, let's move at a faster speed than this.
Who are you? You shouldn't be on this floor. Identify yourself immediately, or I'm calling security.
It's entirely normal for me to be here.
Oh,
You have nothing to
oh,
I'm sorry. I'm a little
Uh.
stressed out. Usually the men in suits stay downstairs. But you seem different. In a good way. Not like those Vatican guys, but I shouldn't say anything.
Let me just. I'm focusing. That focus.
You seem nervous. Is everything all right?
Not really. Ever since those nut jobs took over, they've been acting like they run the place. Without a red implant, you can't do anything around here anymore. And I don't think your colleagues appreciate being kept in the dark. Before they came here and changed everything, it was actually pretty simple. The worst part is that it causes issues with the implants.
Is that why mine doesn't work on the closet?
Is that the first time it's happened to you? Unbelievable!
What do I need to do?
Just like everyone else, we're following procedure.
Yes. Well, I would like some help with
My
that.
question isn't about the protocol, but what you can do to help a colleague in need.
Yeah, I get it. I've got a bunch of green implants in the safe in my office. The code is 423. You can take one, but you have to remember to bring it back.
Can you remind me how it works?
Go to any implant machine. It's really easy. There are instructions if you need them.
Thank you.
Of course.
So 423, you say? And there is a safe in her office, so I'm gonna explore the rest of the area first. I don't know why I would ever need a scalpel, but you know, just in case I really, really wanted to stab somebody's eye.
In 1870, Long Island was a hospital for chronically ill patients. What do they use it for now?
Oh, apparently it was really simple until the suits from the Vatican came over, so... They're using it for something good.
Where did I put that file?
423.
Here are the implants.
So St. Leopold Society is red.
No red implants. They're reserved for the Society of St. Leopold.
Admin is green. I just grabbed an admin one, so that will help me. As usual, nothing to report.
There's no more room in the morgue.
Saw a senior officer go by, nothing special. Some suits came in about implant problems. I told them to help themselves to the safe. They didn't want to. Seriously, what's their deal? Don't get hung up about it. They'll think they got some higher calling. They're awful with everybody. Received a large order of equipment, stored and inventoried. A scientist from the Society of Leopold came to ask me if we had handling gloves. Everything is quiet as usual. I heard noise outside. It was the wind, I think. Am I turning paranoid? Oh yeah, these whole things are different people. Thank God, because I was thinking, is one person literally sitting here 24/7? Lots of coming and going from the morgue. Did something happen? Lots of people going into the morgue. Nobody's answering questions.
Where did I put that file?
Dot. So she is working the night shift, which is when we're here. That makes perfect sense considering we're a vampire. Ooh. Some Tremere blood in here for some particular reason.
Closed. These hallways. They converted the hospital.
Caleb, I think we have noticed already. Jesus, Caleb is a very, very weird cookie. It's like, this is a hospital. This is definitely a hospital. I'm just wondering if I'm missing anything, because sometimes these levels have like consumables, and running on 5 willpower is definitely not ideal.
A blue implant, like mine.
Something that I already have.
Easy does it. This implant is green.
Already taken a green one. I'm just enjoying slitting everybody's hands.
A blue implant.
Suppose scalpers are just scalpers? Scalpels are fun, scalpers are not. I think I already read the paper on everybody who died. And no consumables anywhere.
Let's see what that opens for me.
But I have further clearance now. Can eliminate 4 hunger off myself. So my willpower is low, but at least I can feed. if I need to. Any funny coins?
Good. Let's see where this takes me.
Gotta say, turning a whole ass room into elevator?
It's not going to be that easy to find Stanford.
It's a bit creepy. Like, I would hate to stand on these floors and have it go down. Okay, so this is the non-special level. This is, you know, the non-special people level.
Don't move!
Easy there, soldier. I've got to...
On your knees! Hands behind your head!
Oh, really? Shit.
Lower your weapon and let me through.
On your knees, I said! Now!
He resisted. How?
When Stanford learns that his colleague was held up, he'll want to know who was responsible for it. There will be consequences to pay.
Stanford! Scan your implant.
I am now on 0 willpower.
Are we all right?
Yeah. Next time, let me know.
That was close. I'll have to be careful. It's much larger than I thought.
I'm not entirely worried about finding food. I have that premier concoction. I am worried about...
Unbelievable. Fucking implants. Yeah, it's me again. I can't get into anything. I'm telling you, the database is locked. If I keep it up, I'll block the entire system. Sorry, I don't see what else I can do to help you. I'd ask Stanford himself, but he's not on this floor. Have you tried the archives? The archives? You think so? Maybe. I'll take a look. Well, if I could open the door.
No consumables in here, goddammit.
It'll open in a minute. I hope.
So he is having trouble in here.
What?
He is just standing here. I am locked in here. Great. What else can we do? We do have a scalpel. Not entirely sure that helps with doors.
That's the problem with security doors from the Stone Age.
Once I fixed it, I am off to bed.
An implant database. If it were unlocked, I could locate Stanford, but I would need a red implant to do that. One from the Society of St. Leopold. What do these symbols mean?
Okay. So they have extra information on people, but you need higher clearance level. These are the Society of Leopold clearance levels.
Oh, what now? Please, the door won't open. I thought your test was over.
Yeah, but you have to put everything back the way it was, otherwise the security blocks everything. I'll take care of it, but I have to finish this first.
Very practical.
That's why we do our tests in the middle of the night.
The test of resistance of electrical installation, the equipment connected to it by overloading it.
I'll wait.
Connect the testing device and activate all fuses. Wait 45 minutes. The testing device will beep to warn you the test is complete. Check the testing device for result. Deactivate the fuses until you reach the standard voltage of your installation. Make sure that the system is working as usual. Well, the fuses are currently not deactivated. Well, we'll definitely be something.
I'm getting tired. Ugh.
LVA.
All that for nothing.
So we need, for LVA, alternating current should be at 220, direct current at 430.
I'm getting tired. Ugh.
That changed the number that's displayed.
I don't know which one this is. I think we want 430.
All that for nothing.
Oh, that one's 15. That one's 15. This one is 5.
I'm getting tired. Ugh.
Yeah, this is doable. Wait, what's this? 430 or 420? God damn it,
All
430.
that for nothing.
This one minuses? $75. Now I need to go down by... There we go. That's 430.
That's more like it. This appears to be from the last century.
But where do we set the other current?
Different laboratory wings.
I've been in the clinic. That's the elevator. That's the pyre or the treasury?
Three members of the Society of St. Leopold are in charge on this floor. Favarone, Mana, and Gallagher.
True. But currently, we're solving Society of Leopold puzzles.
I'm getting tired. Oh.
Following the arrival of our friends from Society of St. Leopold, we have updated the maps of the different levels. Please see them to get acquainted with the leaders of each section. Each section leader has been given a red level clearance.
For nothing.
Still like, this is great architecture. We should build something like this too. How about we take this old facility over?
I'm tired. Oh.
Alternative current. So not the stable current. Alternating currents is 220. Shit.
All that for nothing.
There we go. Now it's at 220. Is there some sort of button that I can press?
I don't understand. Can I help you?
What's the problem with the door?
There's no problem. We're running tests on the electrical system. It's gonna stay locked until I adjust the settings. But I'm working on something I'd rather not drop, so it'll have to wait.
You will open this door immediately.
As you wish.
Oh! Works on him.
Oh. Is that it?
I do want to eat the Tremere juice. Because I'm getting kind of hungry.
There we go. It wasn't that complicated. There we go. Finally. I hope I find something in the archives, but I doubt I will.
Yep. But it doesn't work on any guys that are wearing helmets. Already tried it.
It looks like a converted military base. Left over from the Cold War, most likely. So much hostility. This kindred must have suffered.
Okay, so someone has broken into this before. And, he suffered the consequences. The Boston Treasure Department. Well, apparently one chalice got out.
When you're done with that, get started on cleaning the last tank.
Very well.
I don't want to really touch any more sentient scenes until I can make sure that there is some food for me.
Hurry up, Henry. What part of I need those results wasn't clear?
That's
A child
a lot
would
of
understand.
blood.
Why
What are they
can't you?
doing here?
Well, bleeding somebody, of course. Oh, okay, that's just a reflection. I thought that maybe the table had something.
That's better.
Certificate of voluntary participation in the experiments of the Society of St. Leopold. I, Mark Bain, hereby waive my rights as an American citizen. Wow. I authorize the Society of Leopold in the person of Dr. Favorone to conduct such experiments as it deems necessary to further the higher purpose we hold in common, namely the eradication of the threat of creatures of darkness that are infiltrating our society. I waive any right of withdrawal and realize that these experiments may present the risk to my physical, moral, or spiritual well-being.
That's better.
I wouldn't trust anything like that. I mean, I don't know.
A red implant. Maybe the one that I need.
The epidermis is already breaking down. I've been working on this for way too long.
Oh, this is her work section. I don't want to break into it just yet. I want to ensure that I have a safe room to feed in. Or that I have some willpower. I'm sorry to report that the latest shipment of lab gloves is not satisfactory. I'm afraid that I will tear them just by putting them on. I am surprised because I have not had any problems with the materials so far, therefore suggested you change your supplier. I'm sending you the boxes of the defective gloves along with this letter. I will only keep one box at the lab in the hope that you will deliver a new shipment soon, so I won't have to put up with these crappy gloves for long. I will not tolerate this mistake twice.
He doesn't look too good.
Right, that has to be vampiric. This is the third day of the creature's recovery. After complete sectioning, the lesions at the cartilaginous body appear to be completely resorbed. The regrowth does not appear to have been painful and does not seem to require any specific effort. However, the creature's behavior has become more aggressive. The process must draw upon its reserves of energy. I also observed a strange phenomenon during the creature's recovery. It appeared to be a flow of blood that moved towards the wound, but analysis demonstrated it was not actually blood. We must expedite our research into this phenomenon. This will be the focus of Henry's team. Patient Mark Bain is beginning to show signs of dementia. Henry and Lloyd want us to stop. That's out of the question. We won't get any answers if we do things halfway. After all, the patients are volunteers and are well aware of the risks. I demand that experiment 118 to be carried to completion, no matter the cost. Patient Georgia Strong has died. A shortage of volunteers is expected. I will speak to Monsignor Stanford about it as soon as possible. Enough time has been wasted already. Any of you have any coins that I could eat?
It would appear they are attempting to use our regenerative abilities on humans. They'll never be able to do it.
He's so sure of it. I have a little problem during the last experiment. My suit's got a hole in it. Favarone will have the chance to strangle me a dozen times before they fix it for me. Can I borrow yours? I need to see you to talk about our boss. I can't take it anymore. I observed unexpected cellular regeneration on the severed limb. Obviously it didn't last, but I consider this man to be my lucky patient. He must be kept under observation. Unfortunately, nothing we tried worked. The volunteers went into cardiac arrest during the night. We're running out of volunteers. That does not restore my willpower. There is a safe room somewhere because there are people that I can feed on. We need to tell the sad guys to be a little more careful when they collect blank bodies for us. Some of the recent specimens were badly preserved and almost unusable. The limbs must be immersed in the bomb immediately. Not 5 minutes later, that's too late. And the containers must remain sealed throughout the journey, otherwise it's a huge waste.
The latest results aren't good.
Well, they're trying to repurpose vampire regeneration for themselves. And more importantly, they're also
clearance required.
Trying to eradicate vampires. That requires a card.
All right, that's better.
I think I can just walk through all of these doors as well. But it means that there is a safe room somewhere in here.
There's a red implant.
I hate the idea
It might be what
of...
I'm looking for. There must be a way to get him out of here.
I hate the idea of talking with anyone while I'm having 2 willpower.
The cover of a very old book.
First edition of Brilliant Book.
These diamonds are nothing compared to the ones I used to sell. It was long ago.
Could you take one for willpower, my dude? You have to feed him coins so that he feels empowered. I don't know how that works. Habe Sense Novice. Okay. So that's what those signs mean. It is money. I feel empowered when I say money. Mary Simon's parallel between the Black Bodies and the French Revolution is absolutely gripping. Her cynical view of the events that followed the fall of the Bastille up to the advent of Bonaparte sheds light on the methods used by the creatures of the night to influence human society. Although nothing she reports can be verified due to the absence of reliable sources, it is certain that this is not the work of a liar or impostor, as those who guillotined her claimed. This reminds us that the truth is tragic struggle, and that shadows tend to cover everything with their shroud. Well, apparently this Ventru was born in the treasury. I'll take this one too. I'm just gonna have a collection of them. They're all mine. You can't have any. Okay. Ah, so you put in the code, you get the book. Interesting system.
There's nothing quite like the scent of old paper.
Oh my god, I found some willpower. I ate a coin, I feel better now.
Higher clearance required.
Wrong implant?
And now infamous Boston Arcanum chapter was the subject of retaliation from the creatures we are fighting. The building, some of its staff, and most importantly, most of the knowledge and works that collected were lost to flames. Oh, okay, so this is literally Society of Leopold buildings. A book of them, in fact.
Florins that belong to former hunters. What do they hope to get out of them?
I don't know, but I would like to take them all. Please.
Excuse me.
If you're looking for a little light reading, this is not the place.
I'm looking for something a little different.
I don't know!
The person in charge here, if I needed to talk to him, how would I go about doing it?
It's not easy. In general, Father Joseph doesn't leave the conservation area until he has finished his work. If he's restoring something, it can take a long time. He locks himself in with everything he needs, food and drink, and we don't see him again until he's done.
What happens if there's an emergency?
Look around you and ask yourself, what kind of emergency could there ever be in a museum or library?
I don't know, you have a heart attack.
That doesn't mean he can't be reached. He approves every request to borrow a book from the conservation area through a computer system.
So, if I request a book, he'll come and hand deliver it to me?
No, it's automatic. He'll just approve the request. His work is very important. We do everything we can not to interrupt him. I'd rather you not disturb him.
My job is far more important than dusting off some musty old books. I just need to talk to him, and he's impossible to reach.
There's not much I can do for you. As long as he's working on his book, he won't answer.
What's he working on?
I have no idea. He's working his way through his list. Yesterday, I heard him say that he finished the authors starting with R. He was very happy about it.
I see that we have collected a lot of things.
Yes, and it can be complicated to find your way around. What are you working on?
I'm researching interrogation methods.
I understand. It's not at all my specialty, but I recommend that you look at the works from the Middle Ages. The Spanish Inquisition was particularly effective in extracting confessions from heretics and other things.
Thanks for the advice.
I don't know what they can feel, but I remember reading something about a retractor used on a particularly sensitive part of the body.
I'll be going now.
Thank you for being useful. I am very hungry now. Okay, so if yesterday you went through all the works beginning with an R, then if we borrow a work that comes after, he might be pissed. Let's say that R ends here. Nope, that's also R. So 1482 maybe?
Invalid code.
Oh, those are just the year numbers. Fair enough. So 3421. I need a whole save room, not just a bed.
This is a waste of my time.
Wasn't right. Because he gave it easily to us.
I need some coffee.
I need a save room. We all need something. Oh, it's a save room on a different floor. Did I exhaust every room that is in here?
Newspapers sure have changed.
Round one. Hello.
Meet me there.
All right.
We're having some fun. Please, less moaning or screaming. Six will do. Not ideal, but we'll do. So now I have some willpower and some blood. And you look much worse for wear.
I'm getting tired. Oh, I'm having a grand old time.
Good for you. That's beyond my clearance level.
All that for nothing.
You remember following members for... We recommend follower members for promotion.
I'm tired. Ugh.
But if we can ignore recommendations, could I just promote literally anybody? Because that would be fun. Anything else around here? This is the enemy base. I want to be extra careful. A, B, C, F, G, H, I, L, M, Q, R. Okay, so it is sorted by their last names. He would be on S right now. I don't know which S. But let's try 4991. The hopes is that the person will come and fight us for the book or not want to approve it. If it's something that he's currently reading, right?
I'm not interested in that.
He has worked through R's. He's not still on an R. So he doesn't care about this one. 9881. I just really hope that there is a book on that list that he won't approve. $8033. If that doesn't work out, 3839.
This is a waste of my time. I'm not interested in that.
If he gladly approves everything from the below of the list, then we're gonna go above back into ours. Definitely try to opt that. 3762 or 1657.
This is a waste of my time.
No, he is fine with 1657 still.
I'm not interested in that.
That must be so weird to be that person. Okay, next one. 5682 or 8070.
Very well. I'm coming.
There we go.
Ah, thus Cain went to Amon.
Excuse me.
My conviction might not be as strong as it used to, but I can still sense your true nature. My stomach is in knots. I'm not wrong, am I?
And you aren't crying out for help.
Should I? We could just have a conversation. Quietly.
Why?
I've been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Ooh.
Kindred, face to face.
Are you a fan?
Who knows? Maybe you'll also learn something from the exchange. I am Father Joseph Manna.
You can call me Caleb.
Galeb? Very well. That's a much better start to our conversation.
Be nice.
Exchange of best practices. I consider myself an interpreter of the great book of your existence, and you are a fascinating subject.
Just what exactly am I to you? A variety of guinea pig?
Have you heard of Raphael Renzi?
I've heard that name somewhere. A Renaissance inquisitor, if my memory serves me right.
That is correct. I didn't expect you'd know him.
Didn't Renzi have a change of heart?
Yes. He came to believe that vampires were creatures of God, and as such, they deserved salvation. He was burned for his belief.
That's the Inquisition's solution to everything.
But Renzi's ideas were handed down over the centuries. The church may have issued the Florentine decree, but the questions he raised at the time still have gone unanswered.
An inquisitor with remorse?
Something like that.
You might be exactly what I'm looking for here. We could work together, but you're siding with the barbarians. A scholar like you has no place here.
You're mistaken about us. Our common interest is to understand you.
Then you must be blind.
What makes you say that?
Oh, the experiments are very, very cruel.
Don't take me for a fool. I've seen what your colleague does here. She dissects us like animals. Your definition of understanding baffles me.
Indeed, my colleagues don't all share my point of view. Admit that we can't just stand by and do nothing. Vampires are a threat. Why should I help you?
I don't think that offering him game would get us far.
I imagine your study of Renzi is forbidden. Aren't you afraid of being discovered and burned at the stake beside us?
Of course. I am extremely discreet. I believe that there are some who are beginning to have doubts about me.
Maybe you're on the wrong side.
I see what you mean. You must understand my hesitation. If you were in my shoes, would you trust yourself?
I would trust Caleb at any point in my life. I will probably end up dead very, very fast.
You're not a sheep. That's obvious. But that doesn't mean you'd help your enemies.
Come on, Caleb's sexy.
When you chose not to call security, there's no reason to hesitate now.
You don't understand the predicament in which I find myself. It seems so simple when you say it. But if evil is among us, it will be difficult to defeat. Like the snake in the Garden of Eden.
So, I'll cut off its head.
You mean to kill Monsignor Stanford? You're mad. That's not the solution.
Presence is not gonna work on a man of God. He doesn't know that he can trust us, very obviously.
Think about it. I could go find your colleagues. Then what would happen? Nothing good will come of trying to hide the truth from me.
That's not a tactic that will encourage me to cooperate. I thought you were endowed with greater civility.
I really want to Google this. How to win against Joseph Maneth. What is just the last line? Oh shit, really? That isn't the right line, goddammit. Oh wow. Okay. Um Deus Ex is really fun to go non-violent. The game auto-saves at the start of every confrontation.
If we don't end this now, who knows what will remain of Boston when Stanford is finished with it? We won't go down without a fight.
One single death to save so many lives.
A simple sacrifice.
I understand.
Oh,
I don't know what
yes!
it is, but you...
I couldn't find the right
Kiara
lines.
Calderon in the clinic. She's the only person who has access to that on the main computer.
Very well, then.
But please, no unnecessary violence. Leave, now, before someone finds us together.
Not so fast. I'm counting on your discretion.
And I am counting on yours.
I am not taking his implant.
He won't betray me. And who knows? Maybe I'll run into him again.
He was a decent man. I don't want anything to happen to him.
I'm way behind.
So now we know that it's the clinic lady that we're looking for. I do want to visit the treasury still. For one simple reason.
The latest results aren't good.
And that is because I'm playing a Ventrue. And I believe that the treasury might hold some coins. I won't use blood or sense the unseen unless I really have to. It's just attacking people for no real reason is... I don't want to kill people for absolutely no reason. That's not how I play video games. And I know that any choice is, you know, it's valid. This has happened to me before. The game does autosave. For some reason, the doors here are really freaking finicky. I don't understand it. The doors won't let me move. The doors hate me. Really? Shit. Vampire The Masquerade Swansong got stuck in that door. In this particular level, so the only way to do it is to start from WoW. We're literally starting from the beginning of the friggin' scene.
Yours.
I'm not gonna touch the man. Walk away.
He won't betray me.
Walk away from the man! And I have 16 willpower. Win! I am doing better than I did before coming in here. I know what that says. I'm taking it with me. We have just won the library.
When you're done with that, get started on cleaning the last tank.
Very well.
This is the treasury, I believe.
What? What do you want? My time is precious, and I've got a boss breathing down my neck. So if you have no business here, either leave or I'll call your friends to drag you out of here.
I'm doing an inspection.
Oh, should I call you Inspector then? There's nothing to investigate here. We're working, something you might not be familiar with. Now get out of my way.
Calm down, woman.
We're all on the same team here. We're not going to get anywhere by tripping each other up.
You're right. I get carried away. Sorry. I'm really under pressure right now.
Everyone's stressed out. Anything else would be surprising.
Are you talking about the Society of St. Leopold being here? It's true that Gallagher is running us ragged.
What do you mean?
She's always trying to go beyond the call to impress her superiors. And she takes it out on us. Well, I'll be getting back to work now.
Your shoulder. Are you hurt?
What? Oh, that. No. It's blood, but it's not mine. When you spend your days dissolving bodies, you're bound to get splashed.
I'll be on my way.
Okay. Got some of my used resources back.
There's a space for a valve there.
I found the vault before.
Chlorine solution. Chlorine solution.
I can make this room incredibly poisonous I don't want to do it without a good reason. Although accidents are very rare, they're always fatal. This is why I cannot insist strongly enough on the importance of maintaining your flamethrowers. I know you're all experienced and professional operatives, and I do not mean to talk down to you in any way, but all it takes is one moment of inattention, so it's important to repeat it. The equipment we use is very expensive and very sensitive. A clogged nozzle can have dramatic consequences on the ground. Also, I have noticed that our new recruits are not trained in our protocols. I would appreciate it if we could resolve this issue very quickly. I walked through this door without dying! Oh my god, door!
That could help me find Stanford.
Rather effective. That should shut a lot of them up. Who developed this amazing weapon?
To prevent any blank bodies from escaping from the test area, certain safety measures must be followed. The door automatically closes at the beginning of an experiment and remains sealed until the operator inside the area scans his implant or pyroanalysis is initiated. Pyroanalysis is an intense cleaning process. It burns everything inside the room except for the contents of the protection cell. The process can be initiated from this panel. There are so many options in here to just assassinate people. Too expensive for minimal gain. Presents too great a danger to the thrower. Critical overheating problem. Recurrent accuracy problem. Stake thrower. Insufficient dispersion. Insufficient power. Well, I mean, I can unleash chlorine. I am the Ventru.
It appears as if acid has eaten through this cable. That needs to go right to the control panel. It's almost as if it had been gnawed. The wires need to be spliced, but with your bare hands, that will hurt.
I don't have enough fortitude for this.
Higher clearance required.
No, that doesn't work.
I am aiming for the middle of the door because I am so afraid that it will just explode. Cool. Found another safe zone. A magnetic key, you say? Okay, so I can have a better technology rating. I will just keep my willpower high. I can feed over here. From her. From him, not her. Suppose she's not tasty enough. The cable that allows the safety airlock to be closed is severed.
Experiment in progress. Pyrolysis is required before opening.
The blast may still be a tad too powerful.
This kindred was starving. How long did they keep him here?
There are very few people in here. Where did my blood bag go?
Meet me there.
Yes, of course.
Now, I'm afraid that the only way to do anything here is to incinerate her. And that would alarm the facility, I'm pretty sure. And I could put the other valve in here, which would create a reaction, I believe.
There's a space for a valve there. It's a perfect fit. There's a space for a valve there.
Which would let me flood this area. But once again, that is a lot of unnecessary killing. I don't see anything that I could benefit from this area, especially considering that it is the clinician's key that I need. Have a choice to feed on them, which would mean that there is a safe room in here somewhere.
Tell me you weren't there for Faverone's meltdown.
I only caught the end.
Great. She yells at me in front of everyone now. It's her way of motivating the troops.
It's not really the best way of going around it.
There are less painful techniques.
I'd be a lot faster if I didn't have to double as her personal assistant. I'm in the middle of a promising procedure, but I keep getting interrupted. No matter. I'd better stop complaining.
Don't want to
problems
overspend.
Won't solve themselves. Things can improve, but you have to talk about it.
Faverone is a natural at giving orders, that's for sure. A bit too comfortable. We're not getting anywhere. Things were easier before. And she's not just anyone in the Society of St. Leopold.
Henry, if you don't want to be the next body under my scalpel, I need those lab results by tomorrow.
I'll be going now.
Back to work.
Well, she's the woman that we're looking for.
It would appear they are attempting to use our regenerative abilities on humans. They'll never be able to do it.
So she is very specifically the person that I need to get.
No sign of hostility. Even towards me. Slow breathing. He's dying.
That's the glove report.
No sign of hostility. Even towards me. Slow breathing. He's dying.
Oh, poor pupper. Don't want the exit.
A red implant. Maybe the one that I need.
It is the one that
The
we need.
epidermis is already breaking down. I've been working on this for way too long.
This locker belongs to Professor Henry.
Higher clearance required.
No, that doesn't work.
Okay, so I could break into that locker and probably get the clearance that I need.
Decontamination is not possible. Bacteriological suit required.
Obviously.
So we're gonna leave this side alone for now.
All right. That's better.
Higher clearance required.
Doesn't seem to work.
There has to be a safe room somewhere in here. That's the experiment's notes. Very disturbing. I don't have any card to swipe.
It would appear they are attempting to use our regenerative abilities on humans. They'll never be able to do it.
Okay, those are the notes that I have already read before. That doesn't really tell me anything about passwords.
I thought they only studied us.
I could do with the password to the locker. I can break into the locker. Or otherwise I need some technology to break into what probably is a safe place.
That's a lot of blood. What are they doing here?
Bleeding people!
If Dr. Favreau sees me talking to you, the shit's going to hit the fan.
You know what, fuck it, let's pay the price and let's break into that locker. I don't suppose it gets cheaper if I eat one of these. That only increases my technology rating, unfortunately.
Easy.
Decontamination complete.
Don't have anything better to do? In case you were wondering, this isn't dinner and a show. Get back to work.
A surgical steel table that's been carefully put away. Everything is ready for an operation.
What the hell are you doing? I might as well throw that out now. Good job. Go get me this creature's cerebellum from cold storage. Here's the pass and the reference of the member I was working on. And hurry up!
Oh! I now have a keycard that I can swipe! You dumb ass! You big dumb ass!
Decontamination complete.
going to leave like that.
Wow, what a dumb ass. Remember, guys, I got your email. Look at the lucky patient's number. Signed, Henry.
Favarone thinks I work better under pressure.
Is that what they've got planned for us? These people must be stopped, or we'll all end up here. I can't accept that. I feel that urge, like something is tearing me apart.
Apparently you are in cold storage. Great. I'll unlock the box containing the cerebellum. Hurry up.
No, that's not possible.
Yes. Anti-Ubin. That's a security key. Don't know where it goes. That's a lot of sensors. Don't really want to sense the aura. If we are gonna approach her properly, JDF 03320. AJ, we're looking for JD. So let's start all the way from the beginning. Oh, all the way from the beginning. I just want us to go properly. AB, not the one that we need. Oh, these are semi-human organs. PF. That's sense auras. HS. So we're looking for JD. EF, CG.
It won't open. There's nothing to be done. It's locked.
So that was JD. Wrong note. 03320. So JDF 03320. That's JD02. On this side, maybe? And V, HM, LM, LL, HM, JS, that's closer, FF, JDF 01, and 803. PM. JCABSH. Telltale MV. JCKC. JDM. We're looking for JDF. CR. That's JDM again. You would think that JDF would be Oh, here is JDF's.
There's nothing to be done. It's locked. It won't open. I never thought I'd be handling a cerebellum. There's nothing to be done.
Found it! Found my cerebellum!
All right. Concentrate.
Higher clearance required.
That must not be the right one.
Higher clearance required.
Doesn't seem to work.
Where's the other door? Here it is. Oh, I could have just matched the color.
Decontamination complete.
Instead of trying to, like, read the labels.
Aren't you forgetting something you were supposed to bring me? You sure took long enough. I can finally get back to work.
I need that.
What?
Sorry, that is kind of funny.
Decontamination complete.
Thank you. Let me out. I'm about to give myself very high clearance.
The implant was deactivated. I need to be careful. That's the key to my cover.
Okay. Don't want to eat an agent just yet. I do have one safe room remaining. Could do with more willpower. I'm trying to remember. This will do fine. Discard. Clearance levels.
I don't understand.
X, O, or Q. We'll have one of those symbols on us now. Sheriff of Verone.
Different laboratory wings. 3 members of the Society of St. Leopold are in charge on this floor. Faverone, Manna, and Gallagher.
I think I should be able to investigate the computer at the clinic now. Could also potentially ask for more information on that system over there. Wait, was the computer at the clinic? Or was it at the library? I think it might have been at the library, maybe? Nope, that's the addition. Expert novice. We're probably above novice. Because I remember there was this cold room thingy like. Here. Yep, I can actually consult with this. These works are available for your consultation. Please contact the person in charge for more information.
I'm getting tired. Ugh.
I should be able to access through every locked door. With her clearance. That means I could access the room that she's at. Through here.
Unit 731. Experiments on human subjects in Asia, 1932 to 1945. Wholesome reading.
Oh, she is a very wholesome woman. You died when I took off that implant? Didn't cut off your hand. Dear Counselor Faverone, I am reaching to you concerning Father Joseph Manna, who is in charge of the Treasury Department. As you know, my extensive experiments require a lot of preliminary research. That is why I spend a lot of time seeking the right sources, notably in the books we have available. Just yesterday I overheard a conversation between Mrs. Burgos and Joseph Manny. It was about Manna's research, old papers about the San Benito. He was talking about theories, or rather wild speculations, about the salvation of blank bodies. Despite the obvious absurdity of these papers, he seemed far too interested in them to be completely innocent. I was able to follow the entire conversation, but I already noticed some inconsistencies in his remarks. Is it possible that he has developed an empathy for the monsters we're trying to fight? In any case, these kinds of heretical tendencies are worth keeping an eye on. Less time spent replying to an email, more effort on your experiments. We're doing everything in our power to provide you with best test results as quickly as possible. Rest assured that as soon as our efforts are successful, you will know immediately. Need an answer fast, and I don't really have time to leave here. I need results very quickly this time. Dear Chara, thank you for your remarks. I shall immediately instruct Emmet to find a solution to your problem. Dear Monsignor, I would like to share with your concern that I share with other members of my team. Following the recent setbacks encountered with tests on volunteers, we fear that we're going to have a shortage of volunteers shortly. One example of this is the effect that young Mark Bain's condition has had on our men. Death is a sacrifice which our men are willing to accept blindly, but not insanity or degeneracy. I beg you to analyze the situation and consider another possible source to test subjects. Otherwise, you will soon be unable to continue. Okay. I wish I could just open that cage, man.
Human blood? I thought they only studied us.
I think this will be all that we can find in the clinic.
All right. That's better.
So much hostility. This kindred must have suffered. I need to see you there.
I checked that aura out just because I can eat right after anyway. Once again! Caleb is doing this without fangs, even. Sit. Down, doggy. Down. Thank you. How do I call the elevator? Well, 1 of 3 chances that I got it correct.
Welcome, Counselor Faverone.
Very well. Let's see what I have access to now. Wonderful. I can access the database. Stanford. Based on the GPS data, he's not far off. But below me, there's something flashing here. What did I unlock? A draft by Chiara Faverone.
Monsignor, I am very honored by your offer to take over from you, but I am afraid I must decline. Our strategy is flawed. I've already told you that, and I wouldn't want to do any dishonor to your legacy here. Chiara Faverone. End of dictation.
Interesting. But I'm here for Stanford. It's now or never.
There he is!
Oh!
Take him downstairs.
Well, that is where I wanted to go!
Today is September 6th, 2019. This is confession number 6, conducted by Father Walter Stanford. I'm being assisted by Agents Hawthorne and Beck from SAD. the blank body was apprehended in our laboratory. I imagine you used one of your little magic tricks on the guards at the entrance to get inside. I don't recommend that you attempt that with me.
I must endure this.
Very well. Let's get down to the heart of the matter. Begin by identifying yourself.
He knows more than he's letting on. I must be careful.
Come on now. Silence is not the remedy. You disappoint me. I expected more maturity from an old leech like yourself. We know all about you. Caleb, Suleiman, Parasite. They're all just synonyms. Repeat after me, Suleiman. Confiteor Deo Omnipotenti. Repeat. Mea culpa. Mea maxima culpa.
Stop bulking me with fire!
Final death. Bear it, and may the Lord have mercy on you. But let's not waste our time on trivial matters. You're a businessman. After all, time is precious to you, even if you have all eternity at your disposition.
What do you want?
I ask the questions, you answer. Things will be clearer that way. What did you hope to accomplish by coming here?
My mission was to assassinate you.
Assassinate me? That sounds more like you. A resounding failure, unfortunately.
The night is young.
And dawn will come, and we will praise the Lord for his mercy. Be that as it may, you managed to find us. How?
We have eyes everywhere. Did you really think we wouldn't notice anything?
Impressive. Not to mention the fact that you managed to get in here. That's no small feat for a vampire alone. Were there any lost souls that helped you?
I was helped, actually. You should be more careful in choosing your man, Stanford.
Give me a name.
Oh, goddamn.
Joseph Manna.
Ah. Unlike St. Paul on the road to Damascus, our poor Joseph has done quite the opposite, and finally renounced his faith. We shall take immediate action against him. Let's try something else now.
I didn't want to do that.
It's especially dear to me. I know there's a place where you believe you are in safety. Since you know where we are, don't you think it's only fair that you tell us where you are?
We don't have any place like that anymore.
Do you take me for an idiot? You leave me no choice. I'm going to have to purify you.
We're very Christian, permanently. Actually, apparently, the game saves at the start of these. Let's try it. Let's see if it's true. I want to see if it's true.
Today is September.
Yep, it is true.
2019. The blank. I imagine you used one. I don't.
I must.
Very. Let's get down to the heart of the matter. Begin by.
He knows more than he's letting on. I must.
For a game that made me replay the whole level, I will do this.
I was born in 1710 in Constantinople. I had many names. Now I respond to Caleb Bazuri.
He is older than an Ancillai. He is actually an elder.
Sultan of the Ottoman Empire. I have been a navigator, a diamond trader, and a cold-blooded murderer.
The game misidentified him.
Amassed an immense fortune.
Prince misidentified him.
I'm a monster.
Come on, game, you're better than this.
What about you?
I'm the man who will stop this. Your information confirms what we already know. Your kind are not known for the virtue.
I think he didn't want to.
Mistrust. But let's not
because otherwise he's the oldest in Boston.
You're a businessman. After all, time is precious to you, even if... What did you hope to...
My mission was to... The night is...
How?
We...
Impressed? That's no small... Were there any law...
I didn't want to give Joseph Manet.
I hate to disappoint you, but I came of my own volition.
Alone?
I have resources in great abundance.
That's impossible. This could all be so much more pleasant. It's my fault. I must not have made myself clear enough. I take no pleasure in any of this. You're going to need to be more reasonable now. Let's try something else now. A subject that's especially dear to me. I know there's a place where you believe you are in safety. Since you know where we are, don't you think it's only fair that you tell us where you are?
I don't have enough focus.
We don't have any place like that anymore.
Do you take me for an idiot? You lead
Tell him about war with the Anarchs.
To have to purify you.
You're very Christian now.
I won't tell you anything.
We'll see how long you last. I don't think you understand. Again.
I am. That is... Yep. He's very Christian now.
I can't take it anymore.
Oh, you wretched creature. How? Remove that before we continue.
Could we do this better? We could have fortituded at least some of it.
Today is September 6th, 20... The blank. I don't... Begin by...
He knows more than he's letting on. I must. I was born in 17... I have been... What about...
I don't want to give one of... I don't want to give the poor other priest... away.
My mission was...
That's no small feat. Were there any...
We can fortitude it.
You'll never make me talk.
This could all be so much more pleasant. It's my fault. I must not have made myself clear enough.
I've won and I'm fortituding it, apparently. Does it work? Does it work to fortitude it?
I take no pleasure in any of this. You're going to need to be more reasonable now. Let's try something else now. A subject that's especially dear to me. I know there's a place where you believe you are in.
I can't fortitude this one. I can't make up the address.
Nashua Street.
A nice location, which could match some of our intel. I'm intimately acquainted with Boston, you see. I was born here. That's why it's so important to me that we clean it up. We'll verify this information quickly. Very quickly. I have so many more questions to ask. Let's see what I can find out from you.
He doesn't know that I have the key.
It seems we've caught another who's of greater interest than you.
Oh?
See you soon, Caleb.
So now I still have the access card. You were too afraid to stake him up close? Okay. 190 experience is very good. Oh, wait. Why are we looting into Leisha? What is she even doing here? Like... I swear... Leisha was not part of here? Oh. Did they manage to catch you somehow? I can have a cheap upgrade to psychology, so I should use it. Those are all normal price. This is a very cheap upgrade to social, so I am using it. I could use premonitions. I have enough obfuscate, I believe. So yeah, let's just see some premonitions for ourselves. Let's increase those by a couple points. So at least somewhat help us. I hope you weren't captured. I hope only your daughter was captured and you followed her here.
Captain, not sorry to be back at the base. The unit that came back earlier told us there were casualties. Cassie, That's right, soldier. She did what had to be done to protect us all. Here. Anything to report while we were gone?
The kid you brought back is already causing trouble.
Halsey! Oh, if they lay one finger on her.
We had to increase security. You have to give your full name now. You can't just use your badge.
Seriously? Another new procedure?
Davis knows you, Captain. He'll let you in, no problem.
Thank you, soldier. I'll be in the break room if anyone's looking for me. I want to be here if my men need me.
All right, Captain.
New security protocol, soldier. We have to record everyone who goes into or comes out of the building. Please give us your full ID, first and last name, so I can verify your information. Your name is?
Shit. I need a credible name.
Why did you approach him without thinking of
To
that?
finish up here. That'll be easier.
Suit yourself.
Hang in there, sweetie. Mommy's coming. These meatbags are going to pay for dragging you back here. There are a lot of them. It won't be hard to blend in. But the captain,
Keep your
he's
eyes
got
open.
special
You are the
privileges.
Yeah, gotta be ready for anything.
He's the captain, isn't he?
Report in the storage area. Same for the
There's
room.
no time for chit
Start
chat,
a new
soldier.
round.
Nope, he's the warehouse worker.
Since there's nobody to help me, I need to get a move on.
Another one.
He needs vengeance for the loss of someone he loved.
There isn't a day that goes by where I don't think of you or us, or of what those monsters did to you. My therapist told me I should write to you. They let me go back to work, and I don't have time to come and see you anymore. Well, I guess I could, but we both know that you would rather have revenge than flowers on your gravestone, so I won't give up. I'll be out there on every single assignment, I swear. I'll destroy them all in memory of you and our love. I'll make them pay. You are the greatest brother in arms and love of my life. Life will never be the same without you.
A list of all the soldiers and how they died. So he's looking for revenge. Cream for bruises, painkillers.
Yes, soldier?
Who's a monster and who isn't? You don't even know anymore. Because everyone around you has become one.
But no!
Monsters everywhere. Your family, your men, people in the street. They're all monsters. All of them!
It's terrifying!
You can't help it. You're one too.
I'm an abomination.
Yeah, nothing to report here.
Well, I broke his mind.
Shit. Shoulder still hurts.
Missing some patrol agents, aren't we?
2 of them took the kid down to Agent Olson's office.
stockage area is full. I couldn't do better with all these crates.
It's a new security protocol. They changed the codes again, and obviously someone didn't get the memo. This is getting old. We spent most of our morning filing out the damn papers and protocols to get the right code. So here it is. Try not to forget it unless you like being buried under piles of paperwork. 539861.
Oh, personal belongings. Oh, what a mess.
Five, 39861.
They robbed us blind.
Patient files, deteriorated human corpse. Agent Emmett Olsen was taken.
I swear they change the code every morning.
Okay. Well, I have a couple of names.
Everything's all right here. Nothing to report. That's not your job. Don't touch that.
I'm looking for a name. Which one should I use? Ugh, and all these piles of junk.
Ellie Cadlin or Natalie Swanson would work. I can drain somebody before I do anything.
If they increase security,
You're all monsters.
I do like the fact that we broke the captain. I mean, it helps us not at all, but still.
Nothing to report here.
okay, great. Moving on.
Not eat any of them. I eat the worker at the top.
We're missing some control agents, aren't we?
No, but I can eat this worker. Let's go for a little bit of a snack. Just a little bit of a snack. I don't really want to copy or change their uniform. I just want some food, that's all. Little bit of food, and then I'm just gonna try a random name.
Want to go in this time? I'm listening.
Watson, Natalie.
Natalie Watson, night shift in processing? You're wearing an SAD uniform.
There must be a mistake.
I need to report this anomaly.
Come on, damn it!
Did they save before this? That's the question. So Natalie Watson's not the right choice. Now we know.
Want to go in this time? I'm listening.
Calden, Ellie.
Ellie Calden, shift ended early afternoon, processing team. You're wearing a soldier's uniform.
Can't use that one. We're gonna figure this out. Is it? Can't believe that I figured this out.
Collins, Troy.
Like the captain? Who do you take me for?
Okay. We can't just take the captain's name. That's a very bad idea. Oh god damn it. Shit. Whoopsie daisy. Got myself captured. It's okay. I can't be the captain.
What the shit? Where am I?
Why am I not locked to the chair? And why was I unstaked?
One of Halsey's drawings. Spattered with blood. That means she's been here. I need to hurry. Who did that? I don't understand. They use this to protect themselves from our skills.
Well, it works.
No, I can't be seen in this form here.
Olsen was as white as a sheet. The kid did that to Halpert, even through his helmet.
What a monster. They were right to take her down to a lab.
Yeah. If you could find a medic for San Diego.
All right. I'll see if someone can come check him out. How am I gonna sort this?
All I need now is a safe room. Who released me? That is my question. Was it my kid? Okay, now I have an appropriate uniform.
That's not standard procedure. Sorry, I still have to archive these reports.
Some backup at last. I was hoping for more. The officers had to go deal with some crisis. They left us to deal with this mess.
Well, you look like you're under pressure.
They left, didn't they? So there's no hurry.
Yeah, you're right. But it's unusual. I don't know how to file all that.
Can you tell me about it?
I didn't get everything. The officers were making decisions about what to do with C-23. Instead of giving them to me, they archived part of it and left the rest in the war room. I'm worried I won't be able to figure it out.
All right, I'll take a look. You never know.
Yeah, if you can file anything you find, it'll help.
Whatever that is.
We were careless. That's how they found us. Who could have sold us out?
To demonstrate my entire cooperation, please find attached information about the targets whose capture is guaranteed if you follow my instruction to the letters.
Saint Leopold. They will burn.
We have received the confidential information you sent today. We hereby inform you that, as requested, Monsignor Stanford will be arriving on the 17th. Will be permanently assigned to your region by the Society of Saint Leopold as of today. Until he feels that his presence is no longer necessary, Monsignor Stanford will send you the drawings requested by your engineers, followed by 2 containers of equipment developed in our laboratory.
They asked Europe for help.
Okay. Logistical and technical support.
There's nothing in the naming system. I knew it.
I just like their conspiracy theory board in here. It's been aliens!
That's not standard procedure.
Hiding there was a terrible idea. Dogs are good at picking up scents. To have left so many tracks, it must have been a lupine.
A witness reports from who claim to have been the outline of a specimen belonging to the animal kingdom, over 2 meters tall, in the vicinity of the hangar under surveillance. Did you find the tiger?
They weren't expecting that.
During our first night of observation, tracks were discovered on the south side of Hangar 8, while similar in shape tracks from a member of the Echini family, Canis lupus, the size and depth, while tracks indicate, on the other hand, unusual proportions and unusual position of the hind legs. Misters are tracking themselves a werewolf for some reason.
Appearance. They didn't see it coming.
Three speeding tickets. That guy has very yellow eyes.
Too.
So they have a lycanthrope specimen. Don't do face-to-face combat with a werewolf? No shit. Oh, wow. Is that his dong? Oh, I think that's his tail. Wow, I thought that the dude is hung.
They tracked him for a long time, without giving up. They've been collecting anything that seems out of the ordinary to them for a long time.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of their job.
Europe. These bastards are everywhere. They're suspicious of everything.
My favorite bit around here is that all of that is just information on some random ass werewolf. You would think that vampires were kind of the afterthought. Like, they were just obsessed with this one dude. Capture child.
Not enough ink. One of theirs took herself out. They're damn containers. That could even be the one Halsey's in. And Beryl. If they're blowing themselves up, that's good news for us.
So that's the one that blew herself up?
Shit. I should have gotten rid of the Trajaks. Oh, they're gonna learn a lot about us from it. One of theirs took herself out. They'd found both exits. We didn't stand a chance. Shit.
Could have left before.
Very organized. They threw that all together in less than 24 hours.
Could have stayed invisible. That would have also worked. So this is a safe room in case I want to numb.
That looks like a map of this area.
It is the map of this area. That's the safe room. So there's one big room. About 2 rooms here and 2 rooms on the other side. Yep, that is indeed the Malkavian. We have done a whoopsie doopsie and gotten ourselves captured too.
Nobody's allowed in, sorry. Nobody's allowed in, sorry.
You look tasty, sorry.
Come with me over there.
Yes.
Apparently, they're having real trouble handling the Malkavian child. So, a lot of trouble. Like, stupid a lot of trouble. So, maybe I could free Caleb from here? That would be awesome. Well, now you have been deposited. Thank you for your service. Now that you have been deposited, you won't be safe securing that room anymore.
There's no point in asking me. I won't tell you a thing. You're not in my unit.
He's recovering from being dominated.
Hey, you can't go in there. This room is off limits to everyone but officers.
What happened here?
They supervised Operation Burrow from here. It ended in crisis management. But I told you, you don't have clearance to know any more than that.
Then why are you allowed to be here?
I'm in charge of filing everything about the girl before we ship her out.
Huh. Out of curiosity, do you know where they put her?
No, I just put things away. I don't read the reports. It's above my pay grade. Come on, get a move on.
Okay, fine. I'm sure to be detected. I need to change my appearance. Not enough ink.
Okay, so he is an officer though. The guy in that room. This room I'm in. Or not. Is he an officer? He's definitely a unit of some sort.
I need to find where they took Halsey first. What level could they have gone to?
Alternatively, there may be some ink in the big room. Because this is what I need to do in here. Because the report is already here, but we're lacking ink. Print it. Let's just turn on Auspex in case we can see anything. That's just how they're categorizing it. All of this is very shiny. You're also FBI, just the uniform that I already have. Already talks to you. Where is ink when you need it?
I don't believe it. How could a kid do something like that?
Reports about the op on one side.
I'm currently invisible. Okay, let's see the premonition. Look, you got vampire powers, you use it. A lot of fire. I see fire of rain. Red fire too.
Halsey's room. Sweetie. Oh, how could Richard have left you in there? They're afraid I'll come looking for her.
Oh god damn it, why did you have to put my haircut on it?
That's not going to make things easy for me.
Okay.
I'm going to make them pay.
That looks like a card, not necessarily like an ink cartridge. Okay.
I gotta make sure I don't mix things up.
Ooh. One of them shot themselves. Because of Halsey. That is not her real name, but let's call her Halsey for now.
Crisis reports are separate.
Do really need that cartridge here. Can't open anything while just being invisible.
There's nothing in the naming system. I knew it. That's not standard procedure.
That's commanded by Captain Collins.
Albert. Shit.
Don't suppose I could copy uniform of her as Delta, then just pretend to be their captain.
An illusion.
Oh, hello!
Shit! Richard!
Wait! Calm down!
Richard.
You shouldn't be here. Leave, now!
My daughter exists. You lied to me. And even worse, you let them bring her here. My daughter.
Listen, now is neither the time...
So he's the one that betrayed us.
Stop it! Enough! I don't give a shit about where we are, how dangerous it is, or anything else. You stole Halsey from me! You made me forget everything! Why did you do it?
I did it to protect both of you, of course. You caused too much of a stir within the court because of your gifts. They're both your strength and your greatest weakness.
No, that's not gonna work anymore, Richard. Ugh, your excuses that only you alone understand. Oh, what danger could have been so great that you felt like you had to separate us, lie to us, and manipulate us like you did?
It's because of the prince! She called for Halsey's head about 3 years ago. She said she was a dangerous liability, and she probably wanted to put me in my place. She ordered me to do it. But I couldn't. I had to make everyone believe I'd destroy her. For both your sakes. Believe it or not, I've always been helping you.
What about Halsey? What did you tell her?
That you had been destroyed. I had no other choice. I had to find a way to keep her safe and stop her from looking for you.
When you talk about safety, do you mean hers? Or yours? All of yours?
Well, both, actually.
But do you realize the harm you caused her?
Leisha, these feelings you both have, that twisted vestige of your humanity, it's your illness. It's what I've been trying to treat for all these years.
Me having feelings?
I asked you to do that. I trusted you, and you tricked us. You let those mortals bring her here, and that...
It's the Second Inquisition, Leisha. I'm here on the Prince's orders. My assignment concerns everyone. We have to fight them. Halsey can't be our priority. The fate of the Boston Camarilla, and your fate as well, is at stake here.
And you're the one who's supposed to save us?
I can sense your anger, but don't make a mistake we'll all regret. Hazel believes I'm our last hope to defeat the
Did she just send literally everyone here?
Your thirst for vengeance would lead to your doom, and Halsey's.
Is that all? I sense that you're afraid of me. You're right to be afraid.
Yes, but I'm even more afraid of the SI, and you should be too. If you're the reason our plan should fail, you'll both pay the price. Just think.
I'm going to find my daughter.
Of course I'm gonna let him leave.
To leave.
After everything I've done for you.
I never want to see you again. Do you understand?
Where will you go?
I said never, Richard. Because I won't hesitate next time.
I will find where to go.
How could I have been so blind? You must know where Halsey is.
Alsinski.
I'll make them pay for what they've done to us all.
Since ancient time, there have been engravings, tales, and songs that tell of communication through the mind of magical and supernatural powers performed using the mental faculties. It wasn't until 1882... Okay! So they're studying telepathy, just for the lolsies.
Shit, they were going to torture her.
I captured a child, at least she looks like one, and she was being brought back to the base. I restrained by the security protocol some people showed. Can't describe it exactly. Strange sensations? I thought she might be a telepathic specimen, and Monsignor agreed to let me interrogate her under strict security conditions. But before we could even get started, a soldier committed suicide right in front of our eyes. As soon as the child came out of the container and she was still immobilized by the stake, it was beyond wildest speculation. However, I'm certain that she must also be suffering from a mental disorder as per my working hypothesis. Here it could be an anxiety disorder that confines space, the interrogation equipment, the soldiers close to her. She sensed distress and surely their hostility towards her. If I had known, would have put in a more appropriate protocol. Take her down and put her in insulation. Oh, we find the solution. It doesn't say where.
She's a child of Malkav. What have they done to her?
Mental conditioning protocol. To frighten. 4 reasons.
Infamous bitch doom and bound, like the convict to his chain.
Poems. Yeah, I can use the key.
Agent Emmett Olson. It is 07 a.m.
I do really need some food right now. And I happen to have quite a lot on me. No willpower items. But I do have plenty food.
19. I'm now proceeding with the interrogation.
Agent Olson.
What now?
Halbert. He doesn't look too good.
Submissive and blind.
September 6,
Just like a
2019.
mortal.
0:48 a.m. The subject has surpassed my expectations. Although childlike in appearance and neutralized, she demonstrates incredible telepathic abilities. Monsignor ordered that she be weakened before her transfer to the Vatican. We will leave her in a high-security container in Lab L-04 in Basement 4.
Basement 4!
In the hope that my hypothesis is correct, and she will gradually lose her ability to cause harm.
Lab L-04, Basement 4. Finally. Hang on, sweetheart. I'm coming.
I do want to know. How did I not notice that there was like a literally second room there? Malkavian.
Change my appearance to go any further.
But thingy. The map showed 2 rooms here. And I found only one and I proceeded like it was normal. Jesus. Yeah, let's just go. It's fine. I have a lot of Tremere blood on me.
Hang in there, sweetie. I'm on my way.
I did get captured. I missed some files and I did not take Troy's identity, which I could have. So we have enough celerity now. Do we have discounts anywhere? No. Not here, not here, not here. Actually, I think that is a discount, but barely. We're gonna be shit at everything. Let's at least be good at speaking. Now, mind you, this character is kitted out in the basic bimbo kit, which means I can't deduct anything. I can't, like, investigate anything. I don't know what those skills are. I can talk and that's about it. Oh, I'm also can be very, very fast if I want to. Ah, yes, Zenerva. Well, I mean, one of them is captured. The only reason why another one is not captured is, because somebody let her out.
You get in there, find a computer to upload that virus to, and get out. You got this.
You know, I keep on telling myself that I'm gonna stop streaming. And then I'm like, a little bit longer, please. A little bit longer. I can just... I just want to know what happens. Oh, I can't pick any locks because once again, basic bimbo here. I think I have it, but I don't think I ever played it to completion. That whole blinking thing is very annoying because you can change direction halfway through, but if you're not fast enough, then you're slightly screwed. Because then it just resets you at the start of the track, and that's not very good for me.
I see some marker, but you can barely make it out.
Okay, that's a lot of maintenance things. Once again, I can't break into anything because I'm a basic bimbo, so if anyone has left their keys, please let me know. I do have all specs at level 1.
Lewis, it's Saul. We're here, but I don't see Iverson. Where the hell is she? I thought she was supposed to get here first.
She should be there soon.
She'd better.
I'm sorry, Saul. An electronic lock with a code. Rafa could help me unlock it. Rafa, are you there?
What do you want?
There's some kind of lock that's stopping me. A big box.
A big box with buttons.
Looks electronic. Any ideas?
There should be a ring on it. See it? Push a little piece of metal under it. It's an old system. These things are easy to short circuit. Anything else?
That should do it. Thanks. Over.
I do have a lockpick.
Piece of metal.
Apparently, I can't use the lockpick. I need a different piece of metal.
They're worried about high tides. That should do the trick.
Come on, Rafa, we're unlocking this door.
Yeah, that was easy. When you know how to do it.
That's a finger scanner. Where is this?
It looks like it works with the chip. I can't open it. Oh well.
Did I just lock myself out? Shit, I just locked myself out. Aw, did they not let you have it?
There's got to be another way.
This is a waste of my time.
Hello! Well, good day for me now. This is going too fast.
Administrative section. I should be able to find a computer here to upload the program.
If I manage this...
They know we're here. We managed to hide, but we're not gonna hold out long.
Where are you?
Inside, south wing, or west. Fuck, I don't know. Where is Iverson?
She's on her way. I just radioed her. She's coming.
Tell her to move her ass.
Oh, fair enough, because there's also Blood Hunt, which is, trying to remember, what's the word for it? Like an arena shooter? I wonder who's getting suspicious outside of myself.
Somebody's down there.
Easy. To think a little girl could do something like that. It's unbelievable. Hell's family yet?
I'm glad that they captured the child. Friggin' suicide-inducing kid. Yeah, it's not great.
That wasn't a question.
Don't even know where I am.
I have orders not to leave this office.
Then stay here.
Sir, please, the blank body
Was captured. Stanford is interrogating it now. The situation is under control.
Right, fine, I'll go with you.
There's no need. I can manage on my own. You stay here.
She really wants to leave. That is a computer. I'm so sorry. I mean, I broke your neck. I don't know if you can say I'm so sorry to, like, a corpse.
What have we here? Why isn't it working? Shit.
I told you I wouldn't be long.
Not a word.
Thorpe! Jeez! You're one of them, aren't you? A blank body.
Not very blank, am I?
Want.
I'm full of ink.
On your computer. I tried accessing your network, but it's not working. Why not?
I don't know.
I'm not gonna do anything to you.
But you killed Thorpe.
She was armed. You're not. Are you?
No.
Then you're not a threat. Tell me what the problem is, and I'll leave you be.
All right. Why are you doing this?
It's better you didn't know.
Listen, it's simple.
There's only 3 preset characters.
Down to the server room. That's the only way to spread your thing.
Tell me how to get there.
You need to take the intelligence elevator and go all the way down to the bottom floor. I've told you everything I know. Can I go now?
Questions.
I need you to answer a few more questions. I'm on a very important errand. It's way above your pay grade. You have to help me.
I can tell you're right. What do you want to know?
The party. I know somebody sold us out. Who was it?
I don't know. But the informant wasn't working alone.
Oh, that's bad.
I heard they had an accomplice.
What? Got a name for me?
No. Nobody knows who it is. They just send us intel. That's all.
What do you have on us?
Lots of stuff. Profiles, names, sometimes even addresses.
Your snitch sure was busy. So then, you know who I am.
No. Your face isn't familiar.
What am I gonna do with you?
You promised you'd let me leave.
I'd like to let you live. But you better know how to keep
Is it my sire?
If you squeal, if you
I mean, she's really into me.
I'll track you down and kill you. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, I won't say a thing. I promise.
Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go.
All right.
Shoo, 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 shoo.
Stay away, please.
I'm sorry.
Jar's being held here, and she seems to be giving them some trouble.
Okay. So Jared, Arij, Harmon, Colin. Can I unleash them all? Because that would be ideal. And documents and people.
I won't move.
Oh, I feel so bad.
Just entered the administration wing. What's your status? Beautiful, Jacob. The intruders are in the main wing. We got 2 men down. Hurry up! Copy that. November is already on the way. Go, go, go!
They do have Nosferatus, but to be fair, both Cameral and Anarchs have their Nosferatus.
A medal for outstanding service to the nation. What a load of bullshit.
Is there something inside? Nope, nothing inside bases. This is not Legend of Zelda. Trying to recruit more people. I need somebody's handprint to open shit.
I can't do anything with that. Damn it.
Otherwise, I need an alternative pathway. That guy's already too scared. Well, that's an alternative pathway. Holy hop! I need to get significantly down.
November to you. Coming your way.
I don't think anyone else is in the tunnels with me. But that sounded like they were.
This is a waste of my time.
Shia uses exclusively vents in this one.
This is a waste of my time.
Can go down here.
I'm here.
Need help up here! Too many of them! Where the hell is Iverson? We need backup! Gotta get up here, we get... Shit!
Saul!
Run! Behind you! Bitch!
Saul! Saul, you there?
Princess' plan worked as intended. Oh, there's no more soul. And she goes down. Down she goes. Oh, god damn it, Caleb is trapped. Where are we even loading into right now? Oh shit, Caleb has a lot of experience available. I am getting him at least an extra fortitude because I'm slightly scared. That may be more intimidating. There we go. One 1:30 a.m. Please. Not my boy. I care less about the prince than I do about my boy. He's just too sexy to die here. To be fair, I'm not convinced that Caleb is Ventru. I mean, he can drink from anyone, so he does not have the Ventru weakness. But he also reflects in the mirror, so he doesn't have the La Sombra. Whose weakness does he have?
A high security key. This isn't just for any door.
Science Squad, we just escorted Stanford to basement level 3. We're on our way up to help.
First get out of here, then Stanford.
Can they? Can they bypass the friggin' blood requirement?
They put that through my heart.
What do you get as a weakness then? If you bypass the need for specific blood.
What are they doing with these nails?
Crucifying people, duh.
I've heard of some hunters having strange powers.
This is too much fun. I really like this game. And I'm pretty sure we should be like at the end of it because it shouldn't be that long. It's practically a visual novel except with fully 3D rendered environments. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He doesn't feed on rats, but anyone that's human seems to be good enough. We do look kind of cool, to be fair. I will stop here because I still need a bit of work to do today. But god damn it, this is like really cool and I really like it. So thank you for watching. I'll actually start looking for a new job next week. So I'll see how streaming goes. But in general in life my anxiety keeps on peaking. Because a lot of bad shit is happening. And this is like my soothe time. But I'm also super involved into this, so I really want want to play it. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll probably be back soon, honestly, because once again, this is my soothe time, and I really, really, really like it. I mean, it is 300, but Jesus Christ, Ventrue normally are supposed to only need specific blood. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna see you the next time. Toodaloo!